Okay, so for our group presentation for the high stakes, we decided on the company Jet Zero. And then we are Abigail Christensen, Abraham Torres, Jacob Bowen, Micah West, and Taylor Sorensen. So the history of the company begins with the inspiration. So for the last 60 years, they have used the tube and wing design uh, for the commercial airliners. This design, the reason why it's been so popular for the last 60 years is because it prioritizes safety. Another one is the Boeing X-48B. This plane flew between 2007 and 2012. It was the runner-up for Invention of the Year for 2007, and Time wrote about how they didn't believe this aircraft could ever be used for commercial operations. The B-2 bomber is another one. This plane was designed and has flown since the 1990s. It was one of a big inspiration to reduce carbon emissions for Jet Zero's plane. Okay, another thing, for the other history of the company, they designed and has flown the Pathfinder, which is a demonstrator aircraft. This plane has flown many different test flights and has been granted an FAA airworthiness certificate. The reason why this aircraft is more possible today is because of the new composite aircraft material. This material makes it so aircrafts are more lighter, as well as able to pressurize at high altitudes, which is a very important thing for commercial airliners at high altitude operations. The Air Force has also provided Jet Zero with the funding. The reason why they have done this is because they want to support innovation and sustainable aviation for like flights and everything. They also want to reduce carbon emissions. I also have a quote from the Air Force that says, "High aspect ratio wing it decreases aerodynamic drag by at least 30% and providing additional lift. This increased efficiency will make extended range, more loiter time, and increase payload delivery efficiencies, capabilities that are vital to mitigate logistical risks." So this is a very big thing that the Air Force wants to support.
Jet Zero currently focuses most of its efforts on the design of their blended wing aircraft. This work includes researching new ways to make their aircraft even more fuel efficient, more aerodynamic, and more consumer and user friendly, even reducing um, noise pollution effects by changing where the engines of the airplanes are placed on the aircraft. With their ongoing research, a vital part of Jet Zero's work is to blend their findings into cold, hard metal. Jet Zero's use of building and testing prototypes of their blended wing aircraft has allowed the company to demonstrate to potential investors the reality of their goal and mission and prove that they have the means necessary to bring the net carbon emissions of aircraft down dramatically with clever aircraft designs, better engine placement, and more efficient engines. As recently as April of 2024, Jet Zero has been granted an airworthiness certificate from the FAA to start experimental flights with the company's newest and most advanced prototype of their blended wing aircraft dubbed Pathfinder, which is a 1 to 8 scale sized model of the company's future blended wing aircraft. The entire aviation industry is invested in Jet Zero's mission, with the advanced aircraft model's plans to be used as a freighter, a military tanker, and a jetliner, each variant of the aircraft maintaining the same outward body but changing the interior and its components, maintaining the lift and fuel efficiency of the blended wing body. The rest of the world, whether known to them or not, is also invested with the promise of a severely reduced carbon emissions content expelled into the Earth's atmosphere, which will bring us all one step closer to a safer future for Earth and its inhabitants, making the company's daily operations all the more important for all of us.
Okay. All these efforts put into research and development of aircrafts takes quite a bit of money. A steady stream of income is necessary to keep company alive and operating, but the company has no finished product, no offer services, and no current sales. Therefore, to bring its revenue, Jet Zero currently is funded excessively through partnerships and contract deals. The blended wing aircraft is currently as a future of efficient air transport, and all parts of aviation industry want to be a part of it. Jet Zero has investors in forms of airline giants such as Alaskan Airlines, as well as other aerospace technology advanced companies like Northrop Grumman. Perhaps their greatest backer, the United States military, has a special interest in the company's success, with the Jet Zero signing on for a $235 million award bonus with the Air Force, NASA, and the Pentagon's Defense Innovation Unit. Its blended flaws. It is more expensive to modify the design to create the different size variants compared to conventional fuselage and wing, which can be stretched and shrunk easily. Pitch control and lift capabilities at low speeds have created a challenge for the blended wing body. The large wingspan of the blended wing body can cause issues because the large wingspan may not be compatible with some current airport infrastructures. The average wingspan is about 52 meters. The Jet Zero wingspan is 58 meters. The Jet Zero is a blended wing jet aircraft, which means the wing and fuselage are combined into one structure. The Jet Zero's wingspan is similar to an Airbus A330, but its body is shorter than the Boeing 767.
While Jet Zero is still in its infancy and is a pioneer in its field, it is never too early to start looking towards the future. One only needs to look at a company like Boeing to see why this is true. Boeing recently came out with the B737 MAX, which was its answer to try and innovate its previous B737, which is still one of the most successful commercial aircraft of all time. Instead of completely redesigning and building a new aircraft, they simply put two bigger engines on it. And this has caused problems for pilots in the industry to be able to handle these bigger engines because it made the aircraft less airworthy. And so ways that Jet Zero can look to innovate are to do things like eVTOL aircraft, so electrical aerial ride sharing, flying taxis. The sky could one day have a new aircraft cutting through it, one that's much quieter with fewer emissions and that's potentially safer than helicopters and even planes. This would be a great stepping stone for Jet Zero to move forward because they'd be able to work towards their goal of zero emissions with a smaller aircraft. They could build public interest by looking into a flying taxi service, and there will be fewer regulations on personal aircraft if they wanted to move away from the commercial aircraft sector for a bit. They could also look into doing something like a sustainable fuel production. There is a company called Kerosene that is already doing this. Kerosene, Catalyst Research for Sustainable Kerosene, is a German-South African research project for the new and further development of catalysts in the Fischer-Tropsch process. These FT catalysts play a key role in the large-scale production of green kerosene. With the help of optimized catalysts, sustainable aviation fuels can be produced more efficiently. So moving away from traditional fossil fuels, doing hydrogen and CO2-based fuel could be an excellent way for Jet Zero to continue to innovate and work towards that net zero emissions goal. Another way that Jet Zero can innovate is creating a sustainable aviation consultancy practice. This would help the entire aviation market grow. They would become a leader in this industry by helping other companies to also work towards zero emissions. They'd be able to build relationships with airports and other companies for future endeavors in their business transactions to be able to lift everyone in the industry. A company that has already been doing this is called Airsight. Airsight supports airport operators, regulators, airspace users, and project developers to address the increasing challenges of achieving environmental sustainability today and in the future. Partnering with or creating their own practice could be an excellent way for Jet Zero to do this.
Jet Zero is a company set out on making a new, more sustainable type of aviation airliner. As a company, they're focused on sustainability, they're environmentally friendly, and they've future-proofed their design by making it compatible with both hydrogen and standard fossil fuel types. JetZero's dedication to this proof of concept and to their blended wing body design shows that the aviation industry as a whole is starting to head in the right direction towards a net zero carbon emission solution. Between their current venture of making the blended wing body a reality and selling it and sending it on its way to making the aviation industry cleaner, they also have possible new ventures such as consultancies, the eVTOLs, or finding out new possible fuel sources. They are a prospect that is sure to be around for a long time, as long as they keep up the dedication to sustainability that they have right now.